Down. Good morning, top fan followers. It is your boy Big Dave coming to you live and direct from Houston, Texas. That's right, the home of the two-time World Series champion Houston Astros. That, of course, is my compadre, the Robin to my Batman, the Kool-Aid to my sugar, baseball Bill. Bill, how are you doing today?
I've never been called Robin the Batman, but I love it, man. Just don't call me late for dinner. That's all. No, that is awesome. Thank
That's
you so
hey,
much.
yeah, no, nobody will ever be late for dinner in the Big Dave household. Yeah, man, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Those of you that are listening on your favorite streaming device, thank you. We may or may not. If you are, do us a favor and go on and hit the subscribe button. All right, Bill, we got a bevy of topics fortified with nutritional nuggets of value that you get each and every week here at Can of Corn, and I can't wait to start it off. As we are talking right now, they have just announced the Major League Baseball All-Star starters for each league. I wanted to take a second and go over that and get your thoughts on
Uh, Lots
it.
of
Bill, have you
thoughts.
had?
Lots of thoughts. I a lot of
All
the
right.
guys.
Well, you know what? Since I'm running point this week, let's start with the National League.
Okay.
Your guys out there, and tell me how many Dodgers got snubbed.
I don't. The snub's not that huge of a thing. Bryce Harper starts at first. Marte starts at second. Trey Sexy Slide Turner starts at short. Alec Boehm starts at third. Wilson Contreras at catcher, and Shohei Ohtani at DH. I agree with the Shohei Ohtani. I don't know about Bryce Harper. If you pull his numbers by Freddie Freeman's or the guy with the teeth, as some people like to call him, I don't know. Freddie's got 8 less home runs than Bryce, but Freddie's not a home run hitter, and so you kind of look at that and you think, Um, obviously, Mookie Betts was number one on the ballot and number one in everybody's heart, but he's actually out. So Trey Sexy Slide Turner is going to come in there. Snubs, maybe Freddie, but Freddie and Will Smith, and I think both of those guys will get in on the team. Uh, it would be a travesty if Will Smith was not a backup catcher.
Yeah,
Your
no,
thoughts?
I get it, and you're not just being a Dodger homer there. If you look at the numbers stacked up, Willie Contreras has had a great year, but as mm, as much as I can't even give him. Will Smith's had a good year. Oh, oh,
How's that taste
oh.
coming out?
The Fresh Prince of Chavez Ravine has been doing it behind the plate. So Bryce Harper, I'm not really that surprised. He was in on the first round. He was a leading vote getter. One of the things that I grew up liking about the All Star game is I grew up in the time where at least one player had to be designated from each team. So you knew that you were going to have your guy. He may not be a starter, and you may only get them to play. You only may get to see him play for a half an inning in the field, but you had a guy. Okay. But yeah, I like it. Shohei, he's having an astronomical year. Um, but since we're talking astronomical, let's jump on over to the American League. You see what I'm saying? That's called a segue, ladies and gentlemen. See, we're professional here
Dave's the
on the
host with
on
the
Canada
most.
Coin.
There it is
You
right
know what
there.
I'm
Proud of
saying?
me.
Yeah, let's go on over to the American League where your boy got two starters in the game. That's right, the best second baseman in baseball with the
Oh,
revival. He signed a big contract in the off year, and he's playing like a man who's looking for 3,000. That's right. Put two in our hearts. Jose Altuve starts at second base. And I don't think you can argue with that, even if you're not the biggest Altuve fan. He's had a great year. And he's showing once again why the Astros should have been taken out of their misery when the rest of the AL West had a chance. Um, while I'm there, I want to take a second. I haven't done this in a while. I want to thank the Dodgers organization on behalf of Houston and the Astros and all of Astros fans, because former Dodger who was traded for Josh Fields and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Yordan Alvarez, everybody's favorite guy, is starting DH for the AL. Thank you, Shohei Ohtani, for moving to the National League so my boy could get his first All-Star selection. I
Okay,
think
so
it's
Dave,
well overdue.
Dave, I'm gonna throw some shine your way. And for those of you listening to this, don't at me. I'm a huge Dodger fan. I bleed blue, but I cover all 30 teams. So Dave, here's the thing. You are looking at 3,000 hits for your boy Altuve, right? He's currently at recording got 2,153. That means he is 847 away. He still has 5 years left in his contract. Let's assume he doesn't get one more hit for the rest of the season. He needs to get 169.4 hits for the next 5 years. Now, that being said, Dave, let me just give you a little something, something. There has only been in his career, his rookie season, where he only played 57 games, and he got 61 hits. 2019, 2020, 2020 was the COVID year. In the last 3 years where he's battled injury. But of the 14 seasons that he's played, including this year he, obviously we're not done with it yet, but he has gotten out of the 10 out of the 13 seasons that he's played, he's had over 169 hits. Is there a chance for 3,000? Unless the man gets injured, I would say there is no doubt about it. No doubt.
Thank you for the rub there. You'd like a genie in a bottle, and you rub me the right way. But no, all seriously, my boy Jose is on pace for a 200 hit season this year. Okay, or right at. So I think that he's a low impact on the game. I meant like the position he's playing. He's not taking a lot. He's not diving in the outfield. He's not hitting walls and stuff like that. So barring some young pitcher hitting him on his hand and knocking him out for half the season, or playing in the World Baseball Classic, I digress. I think that may be the last big record to fall, or big record to be attained, I should say. I shouldn't say fall, but you're not going to see any more, with JV. When JV ends his career, that'll be the last of the 300 game winners, I think, just because it's hard for a pitcher to have the longevity these days. Nolan Ryan's strikeout record, I think, is securely safe. I think 3,000 hits is attainable by Altuve and maybe one or two other players. But like you said, injuries gotta play into it. But the rest of the All-Star and the Guardians, both teams having phenomenal years. Adley Rushman behind the plate, I think, is well deserved, as well as, and we're going to talk about him a little bit more in depth later, Gunnar Henderson, the phenom, starting at short. I like that idea of the island of Gunnar and Altuve together. That could be pretty nasty. Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan, trying to jump the fence over in the Bronx. I don't think that was the best thing for him, but he figured it out, and he's having a good year for the Guardians. And of course, the traveling Juan Soto's and his sidekick Aaron Judge will fill out the album to be Astro. I really hope not, because we're going to probably overpay if we do for a rental. But Vlad starts at first. I don't, like you said, I don't really get into the snubs. I'm old school. I really enjoy the All-Star game. They're changing up the home run derby this year. I think that's going to add a level of excitement back to it. Can we bring back where players wear their jerseys in the game? Like, I get the
100%.
whole, we're trying to sell merch and they want the whole national and the American, but it was just something about seeing your player out out there, and like I really enjoyed that. So I think we need to bring that back.
Me too. Amen. Preach. Preach. Yeah. So
So
in the American League, I
go,
like the choices. I like Jose Altuve. I like Rushman. I like Gunnar Henderson in there. Um, I did get, as you were talking about Juan Soto, we did get a message in on the Top Fan Rivalry Sports Desk. It was from Juan Soto, and he wants to know if you'll go out to dinner with him in Houston next time he's in town. And he says he'll cover the tab, or you can cover the tab, but he just wants to get a couple pictures with you in Houston together at a restaurant. I told him I'd ask you.
look. I love a good steak as much as the next man. So if you want to meet me down at Shula's Steakhouse, there, Juan, bring your checkbook, bring your American Express Black, because I'm fixing to go hard. But no photos will be taken. Okay, there will be no photographic evidence that this ever happened, and I will deny it firmly to the
Yeah.
grave. Talked about that. I mentioned this earlier. Gunnar Henderson starting at shortstop for the Orioles. Like at some point, I'm almost starting to hate the Orioles for all this plethora of youth and talent that they seem to have. Um, I propose this question. I know Shohei and Aaron Judge are having seasons for the era. I mean, they're going to be storybook seasons. But hear me out here. Is Gunnar Henderson on the showing one of, if not the best player in the game right now? The kid can do it all. Um, he doesn't have quite the pop, but at press time, he's one home run behind Shohei. So, what do you think?
Uh, Best of the game, no. Um, one of the best in the game, 100%. Best of the game, it's hard to quantify that. If you're in the American League, you could say Altuve, you could say Judge, you could say um, Henderson. Like there's plenty of people to say, but the best in the game, no. Is he one of the best players? Is he one of the top 10 best players currently in the game? Probably, probably. And again, he's remember Baltimore was, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 games out, and now they're in first place over the Met or over the Yankees. I mean, they got a good core over there, and to win that division, that may be another 2021 type thing, where you might have to win the division with 107, 108, 109 games, which is insane.
I agree. I am just blown away by what this kid can do out there. When you stop and sit and think about it, that less than 5 years ago, he was playing high school baseball. Okay. Um, I think that the ceiling is way high. This could be a generational talent that people will be telling their kids about. Um, but I think the guy has all the tools there. So shout out
1000%.
to the fans out there in Baltimore. Kinsey, tell your boyfriend they got a winner there. But yeah, they're
Yeah.
in orange, but I like what the kid is doing. I mean, the kid's putting up crazy numbers. Like I said, at press time, he's got 95 hits. Just about half the season. 26 dingers with 58 RBIs, and I think the RBIs will come just as the rest of the team matures and gets better when there's more people on base for him to knock in. You know, but I like where it's going. I like where it's going.
Okay. I like it. I like it. I like where he's at. He's fun to watch. The Orioles are fun to watch.
One homer short of you can't spell LA without parlay. Shohei Otani, my favorite player from the Far East. Uh, but no, in all seriousness, this season, like I mentioned, Judge and Shohei are putting on a spectacle. Do we have a 60 home run season in for us this year? Right now, Judge is sitting at 32 dingers, and Shohei's got 27. I mean, do they stay hot? Can could we see both of them do it possibly?
No, I think Shohei's gonna tap out at about 51, 52. Judge will tap out probably about 58. I think that's probably where you're gonna see it. 32 home runs, keeping in mind um, that you're already what 85 games in or something like that. So he would basically have to double what he did in the first half. Remember, he had a really slow start, but I don't know. I just don't see it.
Sportsbook, Bill has set Bill has set it at the under. Okay, so get your bets in. Hashtag TFR wins. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We do not sponsor any gambling sites unless y'all want to come in and sponsor us. Golden Nugget, Harris, MGM. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it. Imagine you could put my face on the side of the Luxor at a low price. I'm just saying. Holla at me.
Low price. Exactly. All right, what's our next
Low,
topic? I'm loving this, man.
low
You're
price.
firing it off today.
Yeah.
What you got next for
Okay,
us?
so I'm thinking about something new here. Okay, I
Uh-oh.
know you consider yourself somewhat of a baseball savant. You played the
Somewhat.
game. You've been involved in the game from executives down to players. You watch games. You scoreboard watch. You run in the leagues daily. So I thought, what a better idea. Submit your questions, because what I propose to you is that we try to stump baseball Bill. Can I come up with a set of questions that we can stump the man on? Okay. And I think what
I
better
love
way
it.
to start this off is I've got a topic here. Bill, there are 8 teams. Okay. The most followed major league teams on Instagram. Okay. You've got 8 spots. You've got 3 strikes. All right.
Okay.
If you get we will stump Bill. And for future episodes, if you send your questions in and you stump Bill, we'll send out a prize pack to you. Okay. So here we go. The first initiation of Stump Baseball Bill. Bill, can you give me the top 8 major league teams followed on Instagram by numbers?
Sure. I don't have to do them 1 through 8. I just they have to be in the top 8,
No,
correct?
no, you just got to get them. You got 3 strikes. You get 3
Okay.
wrong answers.
Okay. Number New York Yankees.
That's number 2.
Okay. St. Louis Cardinals.
I need a bell. That's your first strike. Oh, you're starting off. You low
Oh,
in the count there. You sounded confident
oh,
with that one too.
wow.
Yeah,
Los
yeah.
Angeles,
Okay, one.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's the number 1 team at 3.9 million followers.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 2024 World Champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Move on, move on.
Okay, so Dodgers, Yankees. So we already covered the World Series there. Um, Houston Astros.
They are tied for 6th place. Yes, I'll ding ding. I need a bell.
Okay, ding, ding, ding. Let's see here, because I know what teams have the fans. It's just whether or not they have the fans on Instagram. So I'm gonna go outside the box here. I'm gonna go with the San Diego Padres.
Strike
Ooh,
here, okay? Because
okay.
I thought you was at least gonna give me half before you got a strike. So you're down in the count.
I'm
All
down on
right,
the count. Okay.
let's
All right.
recap here. We've got the Los Angeles Dodgers at first place,
Uh-huh.
the New York Yankees at second place. Let me give you a hint, okay? With the remaining 8 teams, there are 2 ties. Okay,
Uh-huh.
we already established that the Astros were tied for 6th.
Okay.
Okay, of the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams,
Uh-huh.
there are American League teams, 4 National League teams.
Okay.
There is let's see here. They have all won World Series titles.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So what do you got next?
So I was immediately gonna go before you told me that I was immediately gonna go with the Boston Red Stockings.
Boston Red Sox coming in third with 2.2 million followers on Instagram.
Okay. New York Metropolitans.
The Mets are
Okay. So we got the Mets, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Yankees.
here's another hint. It's a team you love to hate.
I already said the Astros. No, I'm Jesus. Giants. I was gonna go Giants next.
That's right. They are tied with the Mets at seventh place, also with 1.5 million followers. So
Okay.
let's recap real quick. First, the Dodgers. Second, the Yankees. Third, the is the Astros. Coming in at seventh with a tie is the Giants and the Mets. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more teams.
4 more teams. And if my math is correct, I've got 2 more teams in the American League and 2 more teams in the National League. Is that correct?
Would be correct.
Okay, so here's where it gets tricky. So I'm going to say in the National League, I'm going to go with Philadelphia.
I'm gonna call that a foul tip because they just came up short on
Really?
the list. Foul tip. Here's another hint. Yes. Here's another hint.
Yeah.
The teams that are tied for sixth place are currently playing each other.
Oh, so that, then I would never have guessed this team. But before I go there, I'm going to go outside the box because you've said these people have won World Series. Every team in this thing has won a World Series. So I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers after winning the World Series last year. Am I right?
And
No.
I'm going to give you straight 3 because you went with the Rangers. If you'd have said any other team, I'd have said it was another foul tip. But no, I'm striking you out. I have officially stumped the baseball, Bill. It's over the fence. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Bill
Ladies
is
and
0
gentlemen,
and
Bill,
1. 0 and 1.
this was a little tough because it's not
So,
necessarily baseball numbers. It's baseball social media. So
mhm. So I was gonna I was gonna say I
I
was gonna
still
say
think you should have got
Toronto.
it.
Was Toronto in there?
Okay, that's the team that's tied with 6. We're tied with the Astros, and
Yeah,
ironically, we're playing them right now.
right. I was gonna say Toronto, but when I got my
So you've
first
got the 4th, the 5th, and the 8th spot open. Okay, you want me to start at the top, or you want me to start at the bottom?
start at the top.
Start at the top. Fulton County, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that was my next.
Chop House.
That was my next place I was gonna go. Yeah.
0.9 million followers. This one surprised me actually. Coming in at 5th with 1.9 million followers. I guess that would have made them tied with the Braves. So this is a little bit off. But the North Siders, the Chicago Cubs, kind of makes sense. They have a huge following. It's a tech savvy city, Chicago. Okay. Bringing up the rear, the 8th spot. Like that halo, baby.
Wow.
California, 1.3 million followers. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or wherever it is they're calling themselves from. So I like that topic. I definitely like the segment. Again, people, send your questions in. If you can stump
Yes.
baseball, Bill, you can either do straight up trivia or you could do something like this. We're going to give Bill 3 strikes in most instances. We'll send you a prize pack. Since I'm, affiliated with Top Fan, I don't really get a prize pack. So there you go. But I liked it, but I got you.
Yeah. So, it's funny, Dave, because you had said the key word there, right? It's so I would have not, I was the way I was looking at it was I wanted to get the hard ones out of the way first because I knew the Dodgers and the Yankees, but you said it perfectly. It's not who you think, it's who has the most following on social media. And so I would
Yeah,
have
it's
never
not
went with,
necessarily. Yeah, the Cardinals was a great shot because they've got millions and
yeah,
millions of fucking Instagram.
yeah. And so I laughed about that because I thought, okay, the Cardinals, that'll be easy. I know the Dodgers, I know the Giants, I know the Yankees, I know the Red Sox. But when you said no on the Cardinals and then you said no in Philadelphia, I would have never gone to the Cubs because that was the
Never.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I was trying to play along when I was looking at this, trying to think, and the Cubs were definitely not on my radar. So shout out to you Wrigley fanaticals up here. We're running close to time here. The little buzz lady in my ear is telling me that we've got to close it up. So as always, we like to end it with a question that kind of makes you go, hmm. And recently, possibly soon to be traded, Luis Robert Jr. Fielded a ball. It was the bottom of the ninth, and they were on the road, and there was a runner tagged up at third. And he may or may not have had a shot, but he caught the ball and just did not make the throw. What is your take on that? Should he have made?
No, no, Dave, it drives me nuts, especially when you have runners on first and third. Drives me crazy because, again, if you don't, what are the odds that a guy's going to be able to go 90 feet versus you being, we'll call it 320, 330 away from home plate, right? Making a good enough throw in enough time for a guy to run 90 feet and the catcher to be able to catch it and tag it. It's just, when you got a runner on first base, cut it, throw to the cutoff man. Don't let that next runner advance. You let the next runner advance, there's your problem, right? So no.
I mean, I feel that this was a walk-off situation. So, I mean, basically it was over once the pop-up happened. However, I got to disagree a little bit with you there. I'm old school. Run out your singles. Ergo, make the throw. I mean, the guy could have slipped. He could have fallen. You could have thrown a BB. It could have been the best throw of your life. You never know. Take the shot. That's all I'm saying. Especially on a team like the White Sox, you're trying to find something to fire your play. I mean, your fan base up. I mean, and then with the trade thing, speculation of did you phone it in? You know, so just hustle, man. Just hustle. Even if you're not really, don't rear back and catch it in the trot and try to just throw the ball in. If you just throw the ball in, it's a non-situation. But again, I
Nonsense.
think that falls under the line of run out your seams.
Yeah. All right, Dave, as we wrap up, tell everybody about what they can do, what they should do. Dave, you heard me on the radio the other night. Okay. I was in Round Rock the other night. You heard me on the radio. Top Fan Rivalry, sports talk, fan involved, the best baseball fan community that you'll ever find. So, what do they need to do? How do they be a part of the community? What's important to them for them to
All
know?
right. So first of all, as always, I want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can of Corn. Bill and I appreciate each and every one of you that come in here each and every week to hear us talk about baseball and things that we love. Get a little pop culture mixed in too.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, your favorite spot, we thank you for tuning in. If you're catching this as a freebie on YouTube, do us a favor, mash that subscribe button, okay? But there's one surefire, bona fide way that you can catch each and every segment, every show, every story, every laugh. And that's go to topfanrivalry.com, click on the locker room, get your locker room access, okay? It's pennies on the dollar for the greatest content, okay? Use the discount code Big Dave. It will save you 10% on your subscription. While you're there, dip on over to the shop, get you a dugout mug, grab you a t-shirt, plenty of stuff in the shop there for avid baseball fans. We've always got fresh concepts coming out. That 4th of July shirt is phenomenal. Get on there. And I've got it on good authority that if you use that same discount code Big Dave, BIGDAVE, it will also save you 10% in the shop. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Bill.
Hey, we're done. Let's do it. Until next week, right? Hey,
And
see ya.
same bad time, same bad channel. Always go Stros.